Welcome back to Counterculture.
Never a dull moment down here.
Where we counterculturize.
Right.
Here's the truth. Pastor Mark, who's sitting next to me, right before we go, she hits the record button almost every week, says something funny, and then I start laughing. And then she hits the button, and then we're... Man,
the jocularity is just up to here, down here. Okay,
we're not drowning in it.
We're not drowning in it.
No. Listen, I got a counterculture question for you today. 1 Samuel, chapter 21. I don't even know that we've ever been here, you and I together, so that's good, right? Sometimes I feel like I get stuck on the same passage over and over and over. But chapter 21, first 6 verses or so. Can you read those for me, please, sir?
David went to Nob, to Ahimelech the priest. Ahimelech trembled when he met him and asked, "Why are you alone? Why is no one with you?" David answered, "Ahimelech the priest, the king charged me with a certain matter and said to me, 'No one is to know anything about your mission and your instructions. As for my men, I have told them to meet me at a certain place. Now then, what do you have on hand? Give me 5 loaves of bread or whatever you can find.' But the priest answered David, 'I don't have any ordinary bread on hand. However, there is some consecrated bread here, provided the men have kept themselves from women.' David replied, 'Indeed, women have been kept from us as usual whenever I set out. The men's things are holy even on missions that are not holy. How much more so today?' So the priest gave him the consecrated bread, since there was no bread there except the bread of the presence that had been removed from before the Lord and replaced by hot bread on the day it was taken away."
All right, so we may have to do a couple of these because I have lots of questions, right? There's lots of stuff in this 6 verses that really are principles that are going to set us up against the culture of today, right?
Okay.
The first one is there times, right? Are there times where God sends us on a mission alone? Or where at least we feel like we're alone? Because we see the beginning of this and we see the priest look at David and his question is, why are you alone? Right? Why aren't you here with other people? That's not the norm. You're normally with other people. We love that in our Christian community. But is it possible that at sometimes being counterculturist means God just got a mission for you and it's going to be you versus everybody else? Or you just alone doing this mission? Is it possible that sometimes God's going to have us in that place?
Yes.
Fantastic. Now, expand upon that. Right? Have you ever been there? Do you see times? How do we encourage people and say, like, listen, it might be you versus your whole workplace, right? It might be God is making a stand and saying, hey, this is how it's going to be. Or even you in the church.
So you want me to expand on that?
Would love for you to expound upon it.
Yeah.
I
couldn't resist.
That was beautiful.
I couldn't resist. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I don't know that I've recorded. I'm not a journaler, but there are some things that there's stuff that I do with people, and there's other stuff that I feel like God says, here's where I want you to go. As a pastor, I don't always take people with me to make calls. Mm-hmm. And there's been some things that I've just set out to do something else. And the Lord said, we're not doing that right now. I need you to go over here and do this. Mm-hmm. I think there are things. Now, it's interesting with this, though, is that David still knew where his men were. They were going to be meeting him.
Absolutely.
So, and I think there's something, especially as pastors, that we have to have conversations with people. That God says, I want you to talk to this person, or we just realize it's something we have to do. Yep. That we can't necessarily have anybody else there with us. We have to do it kind of on our, he says, I need you to do this on your own. Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't that David's men weren't with him.
Right.
But they just, there's moments where God says, listen, you can be with people, but I need you to take a little detour.
Yes, yeah.
Right? I need you to be in this spot while everybody else is in this spot.
Well, and as you're saying that, there is something that comes to my mind. We were at dinner with some friends, and I had gone to the restroom, and as I came out, I saw this nice young couple. Yeah. I'm going to guess they were in high school. And I walked by and I went and sat down. I sat there and I was very uneasy. And I felt God telling me, go over and give them the money in your pocket and buy their meal. I'm not saying that and I'm going to lose my crown because I just shared that, but it's an example of what you're saying. And I said, I'll be right back.
Oh, wow.
And I went over and I said, excuse me. I said, can I join you for a minute? I just sat down. I just sat down. And I said, God's told me to come over and give you what I have in my pocket, the cash I have in my pocket to help pay for your meal tonight. I said, I think you guys are a really cool couple. And I said, I just really want to, I feel like that God's want me to do this and I want to bless you guys. I said, it may not be enough to cover everything, but it'll help. And I went back over and I sat down. They were all there. My wife and the other couple were looking at me like, what's going on? And, so I told him what was going on. And it was cool because we were getting ready to leave. The young man came and found me and he gave me a big hug. And he said, God bless you. And it was a cool thing. And I'm not saying that so to brag. It was just one of those things where I didn't take anybody with me. I felt like God said, you go over and do this.
You didn't ask for permission.
And just went over to do it, Yep. And so I think there are times when God puts something on our heart. It doesn't have to be some major thing. Sometimes it's something as simple as that he said, just go do it. And you go do it. So here this crazy guy, old white guy, comes up and they were a mixed couple. And I thought they were a cute couple. I thought how cool, And I just went over and did it. It probably freaked him out. So, okay, what's the old guy going to say now? What did we do? Is he a Karen sitting down next to me? Now I'm going to really get some marks on that one. But you know what I mean? When God tells you to do something, you just go do it.
And that is so right now counterculture.
Yeah.
Right? It's funny. I was having a conversation this week with a bunch of guys about instincts. And talking about, for years we were taught about like, go with your instincts. And now we're taught, well, no, don't go with your instincts because you might be wrong, right? So if I assume something because my instincts say, hey, this is the deal, well, now it might not be the deal, right? And we're actually telling people, go against your instincts, right? This whole counterculture, it used to be instinctual, like, hey, if God said something, you just did it. Now, our culture has made it so a lot of times people pause.
Yeah.
Right. People pause and they think about something and they make a humongous ordeal about it and they got to go to their prayer room and there's a lot of people that would have gone, I need to go pray about this before I empty my pockets.
Yeah. I need to pray about whether I'm supposed to forgive them or not. No, you don't need to pray about that. Just go forgive them. Yeah, well, I think about Ananias though with Saul.
Yep. He
God didn't say take a bunch of people with you. He said, I want you to go to the guy who's killing your people and could kill you. And I want you to, here's what I want you to say to him.
Yeah.
And he's like, do you know who you're sending me to, God? And God says, yeah, I do. Go.
See, that's where you need to, you'd want to know for sure that you're speaking to God because that would be a very easy one to say, it must be the enemy telling me.
And is there some things, though, that we need God to tell me to go do it? Forgiveness is one of those things. But did I need God to tell me to go do this?
Yeah.
And what if I would have just said, God, can I go do this? He said, yeah, go. You don't need my permission to go be nice to someone. And to bless someone. That's kind of a godly mandate. But in this situation, I felt very clear that I was supposed to go do this. And
so at the end,
it blessed me. It was cool. As I blessed them, God blessed me.
So at the end, you said that the young man said, God bless you, right? It's funny. I have a God bless you.
And found me as I was getting ready to leave. And it was just a cool thing. And he gave me a hug and it was like... And I didn't say, I'm Pastor Mark of the Church of the Nazarene in Jamestown, New York. I didn't say anything. He has no clue who I am. I was an angel, which you already know, but anyway.
It's exactly right.
I get my crown because I did not say that to brag on myself. It's God sends us on missions sometimes on our own and says, go do this. And I think it's okay.
Sometimes we obey and just do it.
And sometimes we miss it.
And sometimes we try to miss it.
Because there was another time, I'll tell me, this will get my crown back because I'm telling another story where I messed up. So you got to keep track of these things because it's important.
Got to keep it
So I'm in a Panera and I'm like, I see this guy walk by and he's walking with a cane and he's a younger guy and stuff. And I'm feeling a nudge, you need to pray with him.
Ooh.
And I was like, oh, Lord, what if I pray for him to get healed and he doesn't get healed? By that time, he's out the door. I'm having a discussion with God about it. God said, well, you just missed that one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God, give me another chance with someone else. God is not so fickle. Okay, well, you didn't do that one, Andy. All right, let's try it again. But you were willing. I was willing, but I was like, Lord, I'm not so sure.
Yep.
I'm not quite ready yet, you know. So,
God understands He understands our fear,
yes.
right? But we do miss out on the blessing.
Yeah, we do.
right?
Yeah,
we don't know what would have happened.
I was like, well, God, what if he doesn't get healed? God said, what if I do heal him? You know, well, I guess I'm not going to know now, but hopefully someone else prayed for him and healed him, you know, and he got healing under that. So I prayed for him anyway after he left. I said, well, God, does that count? Can I throw it in?
Get you on the
I don't
backside.
know if it worked or not, but catch you on the backside. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's a good title. Catch you on the backside. That is a fantastic. Chasing the wind. I'll catch you on the
Do you remember the
backside.
other thing? Catch you on the flip side. You know,
Yeah,
the flip
I see.
side of a 45. I heard about these things.
Yes.
I do remember 45 records.
I
I was just a wee tad.
I think I owned a couple of them as a
You
kid.
probably owned 78s.
I,
You had a
8
Victrola,
tracks?
didn't you? I remember 8 tracks, cassettes.
No, we had to actually back when I was a kid. We actually had to hire people.
I
to
know
sing.
what that little thing is that goes on the that they show on
Yeah.
Facebook. Does anybody know what I know what it is? I don't. I'm like, no, I don't. No, I don't. Anyway,
All right, well, we're gonna leave it right there. We'll pick it up next time. Same idea. Got a couple more questions for you
Okay.
on this.
All right.
And we will see what happens. We'll see you next time. Counterculture.
grace and peace.